Hello again, everyone. In Special Ed Specialist course, I am looking at Module 9, Data-Driven Alternative Programming. So, the brainstorming that I was looking at for this module was based on two main pieces, and that was perceptions and also access and inclusivity to certain resources. So what I was doing to brainstorm using Google Keep was putting this in the context of something that I could relate to, and specifically IEP development. So I looked at IEP development and used Google Keep as both a research tool and a way that I could collaborate with others in developing an IEP for a student. So first of all, the first piece of research, or the way that I researched, was I screen captured certain parts of documents and I put them into a Google Keep, what's called a label. So that's at the side here, you can create a specific label, and I gave that label the title of this module. You can't share entire labels with people, but you can share notes with people on this. So this is where the collaboration piece came in handy afterwards. And so looking at this, the starting point for me was the specific PPM that had to do with modified curriculum expectations, and that what I looked for was PPM 139. And what that led me to then was looking at page 3 of the IEP and the specific language around modifications on a possible IEP that you can give to a student. The next piece, so that's driven by the data given to us from the Ontario government and developed that way. And then knowing that we already had a tool in place that we could use to benefit a student, and that is the IEP. So the next piece was to look at exactly what the IEP and what page 3 of the IEP says. So this way I was able to look at and look further into an EduGains site, and I put the link on here for that. This is for PPM 139 as well, and looking at the 3 components of the IEP, specifically learning expectations, teaching strategies, and assessment methods, or building SMART goals. That led me to developing those. So these are this is where you can create a note or 3 notes that other people can contribute with as well. And what I did then was take from the Hoover article, the examining IEPs of English learners with learning disabilities, and this is something that I have never looked at, that I have never looked into, is English language learners, because we do not have many of those at Center Wellington and Fergus. In fact, they are sent over to John F. Ross and Guelph to do this. And so I pulled out an example of a possible learning expectation from this article, and I took that and I put in a possibility, say, with Hindi instead of Spanish. So I'll close that now, and then going over to teaching strategies and taking another piece from the Hoover article, and then looking at the computerized translation software, but then collaborating with my wife who helps students with SIA computers, and looking at a few multi-platform and mobile friendly and free apps that students can use, one being Word Reference, another one being Lingui. And then finally looking at the SMART goals, and specifically the present level of academic achievement and functional performance, and using that as an assessment tool to be able to set goals for students as far as progress goes on the IEP, and breaking that down into SMART goals. So that's my brainstorm using Google Keep, and again, adding collaborators to Google Keep Notes. If you have any questions or would like to comment, I would appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who watches one of these entire videos. I thought this would be the best way, as opposed to creating a slideshow. Talk to you all soon, and hope you are all well.